Hey FAIV family! Bonjour FAIV family! So we're here with another video. Yes, if you haven't already, go ahead and join our family and subscribe to our little button below.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Today we're gonna be doing a special video.
Especial.
We're gonna be sharing how Fabian and Isabel became one.
So we are excited, guys, because wifey made a great meal. Let's tell you what's on the menu.
So this is macaroni and cheese.
Avocado, sweat a little bit. Broccoli. The last jalapeno popper. She ain't know I had that.
So today we're gonna be sharing how we met, and maybe we'll do how we got married in part 2 if we get enough feedback.
Yep.
So I was 19. No, I was 18 or 19. I just got out of a really bad relationship, and I had been with this guy for a long time, and the Lord had different plans. I used to go clubbing a lot when I moved to Orlando, and then I just felt like I was getting tired of the same routine. I was tired of drinking every single day. I was tired of, living this little club shouty life.
Who used to go drink away?
And then, I was supposed to go one day, because, when you go through a heartbreak, you try to, try to do whatever you can to get your mind off it. So your girl was partying every single day of the week.
No life.
And I was very, very heartbroken, so I thought. And then I was supposed to go out, and something happened with one of my friends. I had this best friend, and he part of the scene or whatever, and I used to hang out with a bunch of people or whatever.
The dance scene, by the way.
The dance scene. We were both part of the dancing.
Bailarines.
So anyways, I became best friends with this guy, and then he actually had this dance ministry or something like that. And he would plant little seeds or whatever. And so one day he invited me to this girl's going away party, and I remember I was I didn't know what this was or anything like that. All I remember is there was a bunch of dancers, and it was a lot of young girls, younger than me, learning how to break. There was so many different kind of people there, and I remember just being mad. Literally, I was sitting in front of the speaker with my arms crossed like this. I just didn't want to be there, but I was I had nowhere else to go. And then all of a sudden, I see this girl that I used to be friends with, and this guy, this tall, skinny guy with really light hair, curly hair, this big, and he had this striped shirt on, and it was almost like he had a halo around him. And I remember thinking I'm not even into skinny guys or whatever, but there was literally a halo around Fabian. And then I was just like, I've never been in awe of a guy. I've never been like, dang, who's that? Like that.
She was like, Zaddy. Ha!
So I left there, and I remember, like, I was very prideful, so I wasn't gonna ask nobody. But I remember asking my best friend, and he told me his name, Fabian. And so at the time, you know what I'm saying, we was using MySpace. I was just like looking for this Fabian guy, and I couldn't find him. And I couldn't find what he looked like because at the time he had this event called Rock Your Dreams.
Yo, throwback.
And so everybody's pictures were like posters. And so I was like, man, like I don't know what it is. But I'm like, I just kept, I kept telling one of my friends, Angeli, I said, oh my gosh, like I saw this guy and I don't know, I just keep thinking about him and I don't know who he is, but.
Bonjour.
So anyways, I ended up finding his page after like investigator mode.
Stalking.
Yeah, stalking Fabian.
No, I was happy she did.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna add him. Like I was always used to guys looking for me, looking like being thirsty for me. And here I am being thirsty, looking at Fabian.
I guess the tables turned, literally. Charlie.
So I kept telling my friend, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna add him. I'm gonna add him. And I don't remember what happened after that.
So she added me, and I was like, who this snack? Now she added me, and I was actually shocked. I was surprised. I was like, why would a girl like her like a guy like me?
Exactly, I don't know.
And when girl, you was, baby, I'm sprung. Nah. She hit me up, and when she hit me up, I was like, damn, like, I was in shock. I was like, dang, like, she reached out to me. In the beginning, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, yeah, right? But after a while, we started talking and stuff, and I was like, damn, she's serious. So it was tough because just like Isabel, I was going through some stuff with people in the past, and it's irrelevant. But I was a bad boy.
So anyways, we didn't really talk like that.
We've seen each other in events after that, and we started to gradually talk here and there, whatever.
Like I would see him, and he would like not even like really pay me any money.
I didn't notice her. When she walked into Fat and Jazzy's, yo, shout out to the social. Yo! That's where it went down for all you all-stylers. Well, anyways, when I saw her in Fat and Jazzy's, it was like...
I was literally... I noticed it when he came in right away.
Yeah, it was like she walked in and everything went slow motion. And the light was on her. And everybody, I mean, I don't know why. A lot of my friends came to me and was like, yo, you saw that new girl? You saw that new girl? And I was like, I said, no, I ain't seen no new girl. But I really did see her. And everybody was sweating her. I was like, yo, you saw that new girl? I was like, bro, I'm not gonna talk to her because I'm like, if everybody's jocking her, I'm not gonna talk to her. Then all of a sudden she started doing this dance, and I'm like, what the hell? I said, what is she doing?
What the hell?
What the heck? And it was actually housing, and a lot of people didn't house in our circle. Everybody was into popping, breaking, all styles, a little bit of tutting. So housing wasn't even a big thing. And when she started doing that, I think I fell in love. Number one, a girl who was super funky, super fresh, super bright colors. She was a mixed girl. Honestly, she was a prayer answered. I prayed to God that my wife would look like this, have a body like this, would be a mixed girl. She wouldn't be a churchy girl. I ain't like church girls.
Wow.
I wanted a girl that was
definitely not a church girl.
Real, raw, and relevant, like my mentors say, and like our other family say. I just wanted somebody real, you know, nobody to play church. But also, she was like hella dope, and I was like, damn, I like her a lot. So I was actually really glad. So I said, you know what? Let me introduce myself in person.
But also, I was trying to talk really loud on purpose so that he would like hear me, you know, so he would know I was there.
And she was squeaky voice.
And guys were like, I remember there was a guy who was trying to talk to me.
Which one?
And I was trying to like laugh out loud. And I was like, damn, this guy is still not even like trying to talk to me. So I was like, wow, I must be ugly or something.
No.
And then
I was intimidated.
when I was getting ready to leave,
Yeah.
then Fabian came up and talked to me.
That's when you start, your heart starts pounding, you start sweating, you get scared. You're like, she's bad, and everybody want her, and all I could think of is like, why would she want me? Then when I spoke to her, I was like, got her in the bag, boy.
No.
Got her in not just playing. I walked up to her and introduced myself at the last minute. And afterwards, I said, hey, what's up? My name's Fabian. But I said it in Spanish, which she thinks is
How did
really
you say
funny.
it?
Oh, my God. Hello, just soy Fabian.
No,
She's so
I don't
annoying.
know what you said.
I said, yo eras Fabian. I didn't know how to speak Spanish then, y'all. I think I was learning. I didn't really know, but I was learning. Oh, then I go and I tell her, I says, oh, I like your earrings. And then I had star earrings. She was like, I like your earrings too. And I was like, dope.
And I started laughing at you.
Yeah, and then she started laughing and it was kind of awkward.
After that, we didn't talk for like a few weeks, and then we ended up exchanging numbers somehow. And I think through when I first added him on MySpace, that's when we would like talk here and there, but he would never like really pursue me. And then we would try to like meet up because we wanted to choreograph salsa. We wanted to like get down, whatever. But like we literally lived down the street from each other, but it just never worked out.
Yeah.
And then we ended up hanging out one time with my friends at her aunt's house, and we watched the movie. And
Oh my God, I remember that.
that's what I was telling you. And then literally that night I got really, really sick and I had bronchitis. Like I got bronchitis, but like I got so sick that I had to move back home for like 2 months, like where my mom lived. She lived like an hour away from Orlando.
Yeah.
And then me and Fabian didn't see each other for a while, and then I ended up moving, I guess, back, and then we would hang out. And I lived like 45 minutes, like I lived in Longwood and he lived like in the east side, like on the very end of the east side. So I would like take my bag sometimes and I would stay over there. Like I would
bad boy.
No, we wouldn't sleep. Basically I would just stay over there, and then we would hang out till like 3 o'clock in the morning with all his friends. Like I was the only girl.
Like 6 in the morning.
And remember, I wasn't Christian then, so you was the bad one.
Yeah, she wasn't Christian. I was, but
we were never alone at the beginning.
Yeah, it was more like a whole crew. I used to have my whole crew sleep over. Yo, shout out to FAIV everybody that we used to wild out with. Yo, I remember that same day. A lot of times, my mother would go to work and she would work for like 5 days straight and then come home on the weekend. Or we'll go to the social / Fat and Jazzy's on Tuesdays, and then we'll stay up until like 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, and then go to sleep after sun comes up. But those were the days, y'all, because man, it was so lit, it was so dope, right? We would dance all night, y'all. Mm-hmm. Like we was bony as heck because we would dance a lot. So
we would hang out, and I felt special because I'm like, obviously I'm like the only girl there, so I was like, he must like me. I don't know, but then he had a little situation, you know what I'm saying?
Entanglement.
Yeah, he had an entanglement. And I was like not having it. I had this attitude like I knew I was the ish, and I didn't.
She thought she was the Bond.com.
No, I knew I was.
Oh, what?
And I was like, this boy with his shiny shirt and his weird clothes.
Listen, thanks to my stepdad, I had the silk shirts that you put underneath the tuxedo. Swagoo.
So anyways, Fabian, little by little, he wouldn't really like, he wouldn't really like flirt with me or anything like that. Like he would do it, but like it was in a way that I'm like, I don't really think that he likes me type thing. So I started to get frustrated. I'm like, what the heck does this guy want? And like that's when we would like see each other here and there. And so we went. So there was like a practice spot that we would go to, and I saw Fabian there, and like I was like trying to talk, like he was trying to talk to me, and I was on the phone, and he would be like, oh, who are you talking to? I'm like, oh, nobody. I would literally like just like do anything to get his attention, cause he would like hang out with me, and then I wouldn't hear from him. And then finally I got mad, and I'm like, I don't get you. I'm like, what do you want from me? And he was kind of like surprised. I was like, you flirt with me, like we're supposed to hang out, but we never do. And I was like, what do you want? Like, what is it you want? And cause I'm like, you're always flirting with me, and then like I don't know. I'm like, you don't even try. Like you don't even try to talk to me, or whatever. And he was kind of like surprised. He's like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. And then he asked me this serious question, and
no games played, y'all.
So like we had that like conversation, whatever, and then I remember hanging out at his house, and he was like, what would you say if I asked you to marry me? I didn't even know him.
And I told her, I said, I ain't got no time for no more girlfriends. Either you gonna be my wife or you're not gonna be nothing.
And I started crying. I don't know why, but
she started bawling.
I told him, I was like, I would be with you. It was so weird because I didn't know him.
It was like a Disney movie. Don't ever let go.
I remember at that moment I was like, what the heck, Isabel? Like, what the heck? And but even then, we still weren't really boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, we was just talking.
But I didn't know at the time that Fabian was a Christian, and because I was not a believer, he was like being prayerful about like, you know, us being together because he didn't want to waste his time. She
ain't know what that meant. So she took it like I was pushing her away.
Like he was playing me.
Yeah, like I was playing her, pushing her away. And I was trying to explain to her, you just got to give me time, you know. But it was true though. I was already done with the playing games and acting dumb. And I didn't want to waste my time. And I knew she was the one. It was just tough. Sometimes in life, God got to develop that person to be the one. Like Neo. She had to take the pill. Yes or no, red or blue. Let go.
So anyway, we would hang out at his house or whatever. And I remember he was like very like in tune. Like he was always very quiet. Believe it or not, he was very quiet.
Detail, baby.
But I remember like we would go to like other dance spots or whatever. I would be dancing, and I would just, you know, because those few months that we had met they went by so quick.
And we was always so active, always going out to different events, different jams, chilling with my homies, Fam and Jay, my cousin, Brian, Punchy, a lot of cats. We never had a dull moment. It was always live, 24/7. It was live, and so it went pretty fast. And there was a lot of jams. I mean, the dance scene in Orlando was booming at that time.
But I remember one time he's like, you're smiling, but I can feel your sadness. I can feel your pain or whatever.
Girl, that prophetic came out, boy.
So I was kind of like surprised because I never showed anybody that was not close to me that. So I was like kind of like taken back. And then I was like, man, this guy is really deep. So I would write poetry. Me and Fabian.
Oh, sweat.
me and Ben want to write like poetry on our own. Like we didn't know we wrote poetry.
Yeah, individually.
And I remember one time I wrote a poem about him, and it was funny because like I was reading all my poems to him just to show my my art, whatever. And I remember mid like reading the poem.
Midway in the poem, it was actually about me. And
I stopped reading it because I realized that it was about him. Yeah. And there was like little hints like of us like.
Okay.
It was like little hints of us like knowing that we wanted to be together, whatever. Fast forward. Fabian would always talk to me about God, and I would always get offended.
Always.
Because, when you're in the world and you're not familiar with that world, and you're like, what the heck? Why are you always talking to me about God? And because he loved me, he was a little strong with it, but I used to curse him out and be like, what the? I was like, why are you putting these messages about God, and what do you think, I'm gonna go to hell or something?
She always played victim. Always. She always felt like I was trying to play her. But I used to tell her, like, if I don't listen to these things, by the way, it was John Piper, so it's very dogmatic.
Too much.
Yeah. It was
too much.
It was dogmatic. But I needed that in that season, because if not, I would have strayed away. So it was kind of dope though, because I asked her if she was saved, and that's the first time I got cursed out by her. She's like, what the?
Like, we were hanging out, and he told me close your eyes or whatever, and I already knew what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And he said close your eyes, and then he like gave me half of a kiss. Like he kissed half of my lips, and I was like, oh my gosh, this man just kissed me. And I was like, that's it, I fell in love.
Girl, she was sprung.
But still, he did not. Me and him were not boyfriend and girlfriend.
We wasn't too legit to quit.
And then he still had a situations. He had a lot of girls that liked him.
It was
church girls, other words for, what I'm saying. But yeah, he had a lot of entanglements, and so I was like, in my head, me coming from the world, I'm like, how do you go to church, but you got like all these girls throwing themselves at you? So I was like, So that was the beginning of the cycle, which we will talk about much later. But it was like we really had this divine connection. Like we both were very drawn to each other. But obviously we both had a lot of things that God had to mold us. And so fast forward, Fabian went on a mission trip. Everybody knew we were a thing, even though we weren't official. Everywhere where we would go, people would be like, ooh, and they would like make noise and act crazy or whatever. Back in the days, that's what everybody used to do.
It was pretty dope though. Imagine like 15 to 17 people going, ooh, when we would come out of the car.
Yeah.
Girl.
No. And but both of our families did not like us for one another, and
they did not approve.
Yeah, and we were always fighting, and like, yeah, it was crazy. So anyways, fast forward, Fabian ended up going to a mission trip to Honduras, and he was being prayerful again about.
Oh, let me say something that you don't know. You're gonna learn now. So we was in Honduras, and there's 3 missionaries with us. They were way older than us, right? They're actually the ones who helped us get out there and actually invited us to Honduras. It was Edith. It was I forgot the guy's name, and another lady. So I asked all of them, because they're way older than us, over 60 years old, whatever, or 50, whatever. And I started asking them. I was like, hey, how do you guys know that person was the one? It was dope. This lady told us a story, right? Not Edith, the other lady. She says, well, I told God, I'm not going to chase my man. I'm not going to chase my husband. I'm not going to go looking out for a husband. I'm not going to do nothing like that. She said, you know this is your husband, right? Or your spouse. She said she prayed that her husband will be at her front door. That's the only way she knew that was of God. She ended up marrying her mailman. He came to the door. He gave her new letters or whatever. And one day he came up to the door and he says, look, I'm very interested in you. Every day I see you, you're like the light of my day, all this stuff. And she said she ended up getting married with him. He was a really good guy and they still together now. Well, it's funny because...
You didn't tell me that story.
Yeah? Okay. While I was out there, that's all I kept thinking about was her. And I kept telling my friends, I was like, yo, I'm thinking about her, this and that. What is she doing? Who's she with? Etc. And they would tell me, yo, you're on a mission trip. Focus on just God. And I was like, yeah, I tried. But when you know, you can't go through so much stuff with a person and that person not be it. Some people do. Some people do though. Some people be dragging a person along that don't need to be in their life.
Anyways, he comes back and it was like December 22nd or 23rd. It was like around Christmas time. And I was really upset with him because I was like, man, you just came back and I haven't even seen you. And
she was a little selfish. A little selfish.
Yeah, that's rude. So then anyways, he asked me to be his girlfriend. And with a bear, which I really loved, and hopefully I'll get another one.
The bear was taller than me, bigger than both of us put together. It was bigger than a human.
I still have the letter today. I have the letter where he asked me to be his girlfriend, and it had a box that said yes or no, and I checked yes, and then after that, it was crazy. So, yep, that's how we met.
That's how we met, y'all. We love y'all. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, y'all.
And if you guys like this video and you want to see more stories about us, let us know below.
Yes.
Comment more fizzy. More fizzy?
Fizzy. Yo, comment, please.
Or more love.
The more you guys comment, the more we get inspired to do it. So if you guys comment, we're going to shout you guys out in return, all right? Boo, y'all.
Established 2009.
Yo. We love y'all. Peace.